Hello everyone, welcome to BTV. Conditions a little overcast but otherwise perfect for the start of the second half of the season. This is the Vitality Women's Premier Division, the top flight of English hockey for women, and it's the start of the second part of the season. Why is it a different part? Well, these two teams have qualified for the top 6 of the division, and this is the way the league table looks at the start of play today. You can see that Surbiton are leading the way on 30 points, Wimbledon 5 points behind on 25, Hampstead and Westminster just behind them. Today's visitors, East Grinstead in 4th place with 21 points on the board. Beeston would go level with them on points should they win today. Clifton Robertson's running out the 6th team in the top 6. So that is the setting of the scene for today's match. You can see the teams about to make their way back to the halfway point to walk out. So there's also a lot going on behind the scenes today, so need to try and be in about 5 different places at once, so a little bit distracted, so apologies for that. In the middle of the field we've got our match officials just doing their final checks in orange. Janice Tasho and Claire White, they're our officials. Looking at the squads in a few moments when the teams are coming out, so we will give you the full listings in a moment. But what we can tell you is courtesy of James Sordillo, the coach of Beeston. Hannah Grieve is unavailable. Bea Bell, Maddie Pendle, Izzy Hughes and Mads Newitt are all unavailable through injury. And James is quoted as saying, "It's unfortunate that we picked up a number of injuries at this time of the season, and I really feel for the players. The injuries all vary in seriousness, but we're hopeful they'll be all rehabbed in time for the playoffs in March." So good luck to those players I mentioned. So it's a slightly unfamiliar look to the matchday squad, but as I said, we'll get back into that in a moment. Some players making their debuts for Beeston today in the outdoor field. Charlotte Harmer playing her first game of the season, and Charlotte Watson making her outdoor debut for Beeston. Her last competitive game was with Scotland at the Euro qualifiers in August. And it's good to see Nick Moss will be back today. Her first outdoor league game back away from injury, which was an ACL back in January 2022. James says, "We're also proud of Nick and how she's faced rehab head-on. She's a fantastic person and an exceptional player, and our return will only be positive for the group." So, what we will do is get the walkouts of the teams happening now. So the teams are being led out by the umpires Janice Tasho and Claire White. Beeston in the gold and black halves with black skirts and yellow socks, gold socks. East Grinstead in white, blue and white. The teams are being introduced to each other. Our headline sponsor is the Magical Mushroom Company. The Magical Mushroom Company harnesses the natural flexibility and strength of mycelium, a material structure of fungi, to grow protected packaging at any scale while combining it with agricultural waste such as hemp, cork and sawdust. Find out more about the Magical Mushroom Company at magicalmushroom.com. So now the teams have been introduced to each other, let's introduce you to the teams. Looking firstly at the Beeston lineup. As mentioned, season debut for Nick Moss as recovering from that ACL. Some of the names that are missing: Maddie Pendle misses her first game of the season. But other than that, it's a stable and solid side with a few new faces. Really interested to see how that team will gel. Obviously, it's after a very successful indoor winter break as well. Looking at East Grinstead today, naming just the 3 internationals from England and GB. As well as that, you've got Guadalupe Lacourt, but interestingly, there is no Sophie Bray in the East Grinstead lineup. She's been a thorn in the side for Beeston over the years, scoring regularly as she's done against pretty much every other team, but there's no Sophie Bray today. So, won't be long until we get the match underway. Two teams in looking towards the top end of the table. Very interested to see how Beeston line up today. It's a stern test against one of the best sides in the top 6, and we are off and underway. Clock counting in the top left of the corner. Beeston playing in front of the camera, left to right, attacking the boulevard end in the first half of the game. Game broken up into 4 quarters of 17.5 minutes, and Beeston break over halfway. Early ball towards the 23-metre line. It's been cut out. Tess Howard taking an early touch through midfield. That's a nice take. Early shot on, low and hard. And Ali Raya is appealing for a penalty corner, but nothing is there. 2 internationals linking up in the middle of the park. Swift, direct and effective. Beeston pegged back from the restart. Good pressure this from the visitors. Kindly for Beeston just on their 23-metre line, getting a free hit out of that. Just relieving a little bit of the pressure early on. Can they get the ball up to halfway? There's a nice turn into space. The ball out to the right-hand side is a good one as well. It's just been taken over the line by captain Lauren Burrell. It'll be a restart. And Molly Mason, number 18 on her back. One of the new faces for East Grinstead from the University of Nottingham at the start of the season. Here's Locke. It's been bypassed in possession from Beeston. That's a nice turn. Good call of play, Jane Kilpatrick. A nice turn and layoff as well, keeping possession with Beeston. Incremental progress up the field at the moment. They've survived that early spell of pressure, and quite remarkably, we've had 2 minutes of play already. I was still thinking that we're into the first couple of seconds. Space on Beeston's right-hand side for a touch. Which way is it going? Appeal. Nothing there. Charlotte Harmer with the ball forward to Burrell. Breaks down in play and hammered towards halfway, but picked up by Gillett. Nice skills towards the top of the circle. First time Beeston have got there, but they've given away a defensive free hit. And East Grinstead quickly get the ball out to their 23-metre line. Lots of space to operate in at the back at the moment, so Beeston, you can tell, aren't pressing quite as hard as East Grinstead have been. That's come up and the clock is stopped. And Lauren Burrell made a strong stuff, holds her head. Need to make sure that everything is all right to continue. And the clock restarts with the umpire's whistle. Keep an eye on that. Obviously, she feels good to continue. Strong challenge comes in, big call of play, audible on the microphones. Very fluid in possession, East Grinstead, but that was just beyond Pippa Locke. And look at the pressure, as mentioned, coming straight away on the Beeston defence, trying to get out of their defensive quarter of the field. I think there's 5 or 6 white-shirted visiting players. That's fallen for Beeston via a free hit. A lot of zip in the early exchanges. Both teams looking to use the ball quickly when they have a little space to it. And here's another example of that. East Grinstead pressing now down the right-hand side. Towards the right-hand side of the circle. Umpire sweep of the arm. It's going to be a long corner, but it has gone the way of Beeston. Tess Howard looks a lot closer than it actually is on the screen. They need to give a fair amount of distance for the restart to be taken. Nice control keeping the ball in on the touchline. Picked up by Cusack. Spins the ball backwards. And Beeston have a bridgehead sort of about halfway now, looking to probe further up the field. Close to being stolen by East Grinstead. Tess Howard absolutely full of running, furthest player forward for East Grinstead, trying to make herself a nuisance. Tess Howard, of course, has been with England since 2019 and Great Britain since 2018. Waltzer takes it and steps inside and crosses halfway. Ball bounces and bobbles and now rolls over the baseline. Some games, they might be interesting, but they may have a slow pace about them. This is not one of those games. This is 100-mile-an-hour hockey. Control from Mason, who's stood out in the first couple of minutes of this game. Beeston succeeding in keeping out that attack on the East Grinstead right-hand side. Should by, I think, sheer volume of numbers. Whistle's gone. I think we're coming back for free hits. There we are. It's being taken from there. Option is to go to Mason, and that's what's gone. Mason moves it quickly forwards. Nice to turn inside. Maltzer, but runs into trouble. She's still in possession of the ball. An intense pressure. She's done very well to find the East Grinstead captain Lacour. Maltzer, ball popping up off the stick, taken down. Umpire's having a look at it. Not dangerous. Play continuing. Beeston penned in right in the corner at the moment. Is there a way out of this? Well, there is, and that's the way to do it. Palmer will be the player with a restart. Crunched into the shins. In fact, the umpire's got a better view of it than I did, and I can hear through the window. She said to hit the back of your stick, which helped me a great deal. It did sound like it was a shin pad, but there you go. Dugan plays the ball towards the baseline. Well to get it to here. Layoff back again to Dugan. Dugan with the first time ball bounces, takes a couple of touches, well watched in defence, and it's the first time that East Grinstead have really come under pressure, and it's gone a little bit awry. Beeston go with the sideline ball. Tate just couldn't quite get a hold of it on the sideline. Reed, who's made the news this week, and we'll come back to that in a moment. Gillett assesses the options, decides that left in space is the direction of travel. Takes the ball back up again. Gina has space to find a ball, punches it, takes a couple of touches, and that's turned wide of the upright. That's the closest we've come to a goal so far. I think the players are looking possibly for a long corner, but a couple of the players are thinking it was going to be an East Grinstead. It's a long corner, first of the game. Just to come off a defensive stick. Beeston building some pressure now towards the baseline. Can they get into the circle? Takes a touch, bounces a couple of times. Goalkeeper Myers kicks the ball away to safety, and East Grinstead quickly get the ball towards halfway. Checked inside. Ball is kept in play. Beeston, I was going to say, are still in possession, but they come back for a free hit. He is still with Beeston. Ball needs to be stopped before we can start it all again. 10 minutes completed. This has been a very, very quick 10 minutes. Reed. A crossfield ball. Beeston definitely with more than a foot in the game now. It's evened itself up quite neatly. Clipped aerial ball, takes a couple of touches off the surface with no further connection, and away over the baseline. 10.5 minutes played on BTV. New match ball. Thompson leaves it for Brown. Just a little bit behind Brown, and that runs out for a Beeston ball. The ball patrol here today, and that attempted aerial didn't come off. A little bit of bumping after the fact. Into the circle, does take a touch. Who did that come off last? Looks like it was a defensive touch. Long corner coming for East Grinstead. Unsworth with a restart. Fine international career of her own. Looks like it's going to go across to Brown in a moment, but she's been used as a bit of a decoy. Unsworth swings it out to the right-hand side. Sound of ball on wood, and that hitting the boards behind the goal. Beeston will clear. Coming up to 13 completed minutes on BTV. Settling down a tiny bit from the frantic pace we've seen in the first 10 minutes. The last 3 minutes or so, it's gone down a couple of notches or two. Both teams have impressed, I think, each other with the start and the fluidity through the field on both sides. Falling kindly for Beeston. East Grinstead though pick it off just outside their 23-metre line. They need to sharply move, and they've done so well. Keeping the ball low. Short passes are good. They're finding the players, but Commentator's curse. That one to Brown. Doesn't connect. Robinson decides to go to the 23-metre line, but I think finds Unsworth with that one. And Unsworth, first time ball, bisects the entire field and runs all the way through for a Beeston defensive hit. A reminder, we will be breaking for quarter time at 17.5 minutes. Ball into the circle, shooting opportunity, and that's a great save from Tyrrell. First of the goalkeepers to be tested, Tyrrell, equal to that. Great to see that again. We will be giving you highlights at half-time and full-time if you'd like to relive some of those moments again. That's a terrific save. Let's have a look at that moment again. Low ball, just takes a little touch. East Grinstead working it neatly. You're watching a replay. There's the turn, there's the control. Brilliant save from the stick of Howard. Back live. Beeston working it. The right to Miller. Miller bounces off Brown. Nice pace on that ball in field. There's space for Beeston to work in on the left-hand side. There's an overlap. And that's the direction the ball's gone to. Some way away from play, but that breaks down. Beeston give possession back to the visitors. We're trying to keep an eye on all of the games across the country. Beeston men are also in action at the same time. They're playing what constitutes a local derby to Brooklyn's Manchester University, so we're keeping an eye open for that. Raya with a restart here to Brown. In the chapel here at Nottingham Hockey Centre, we've got screens on top of screens on top of screens, trying to keep on top of everything and bring you as much of the information as we can, whilst also talking you through this game, which has started off very brightly indeed. And I'm grateful there's still 3 more quarters to play in this one. East Grinstead historically have the sign over Beeston at Nottingham Hockey Centre. Last time out, Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2. Ball in the circle, breaking off. There's a shot, and that's the first goal of the game. Fired into the roof of the goal. I think that's Howard taking the congratulations, shrug of the shoulders as well. Let's have a look at the replay. Some real pace and venom on that opening goal. Beeston unable to get stop the ball. Arm in the air from Steph Terrell. By the time the ball was already past a brilliant finish. Howard moves on to 9 league goals of the season. Just before quarter time as well. So Tess Howard with the only goal of the quarter so far. I was saying about the news this week. Julie Reid has retired from international hockey. Wales' Julie Reid retiring from international hockey after 13 years. The 28-year-old made a senior Wales debut aged 17 after an impressive junior career. She played for Wales at the 2018 Gold Coast Commonwealth Games and has also appeared for Great Britain under-23s. She said, "It's been incredibly hard to make the decision," adding, "I feel it's been a huge part of my life and identity." Reid, who passed 50 caps for Wales in 2019, will continue to play for Beeston in the top-tier England Hockey League. So that's news this week from Julie Reid of Beeston, retiring from international duty. So there's more information on the BBC Sport website if you'd like to hear more about that.
Tess Howard.
So while we're at the quarter-time break, our headline sponsor is the Magical Mushroom Company. The Magical Mushroom Company harnesses the natural flexibility and strength of mycelium, the material structure of fungi, to grow protective packaging at any scale by combining it with agricultural waste such as hemp, cork and sawdust. We're really grateful they're on board. MagicalMushroom.com is where you need to head for more information. So Beeston, it's been a relatively successful first quarter. The only fly in the ointment has been that fire coming from the stick of Tess Howard, which has given the visitors the lead at the end of the first quarter. You can see Ellie Rare making her way to this side of the field. So Beeston with work to do as the second quarter gets underway. Still playing in the same direction as in the first quarter. I wonder what's gone into the coaches' briefings at quarter time. Just that sharpness, I think, is what has undone Beeston in that incisive moment inside the circle, which has given East Grinstead the lead. But there's still such a long time left in this game. 52 minutes to be precise. Blow of the whistle, everyone stops. I'm not overly happy with the aerial. There's Captain Lacourt from Argentina with the ball forward. Ball inside. Just making a little bit of space to work the angle in the Beeston defence. Just taking a little bit outside the arc of the circle, and that's really neatly done under an awful lot of pressure from East Grinstead. Look at that. Over halfway now. Ball coming out towards Harmer, just being slowed down. I think that's Kilpatrick who was doing the slowing down. She's now involved in defence. Howard with the power and the pace, trying to look for a second of the game, is wide of the upright. As I mentioned at the top of the show, no Sophie Bray today. She's the top scorer for East Grinstead so far. Before today, East Grinstead won 28 goals for the season. Bray getting 12 of those. Tess Howard was on 8, she's now on 9. She's sniffing around the top of the circle, looking for a second in this game. Breaks down in Beeston's defence. Harmer in possession now, rolls it backwards, tries to offer a stick for a teammate. Is there a route out via Harmer, who's waiting patiently on the sideline? It was going to be via Harmer, and the ball was rolled to her from the ball patrol. And we will be restarting exactly there. Just looking at a cross, and that is another one. East Grinstead adding a second to the tally. And sometimes, if you're that good, you can make it look that easy. There's the restart, picked up, one touch, and in the back of the net. So a sort of self-inflicted wound for Beeston in defence there. They knew what they needed to do to get back into the game. Free shot effectively. Second of the game for Tess Howard.
Second goal of the game for East Grinstead. Second goal from number 14, Tess Howard.
So, hill to climb. Brown takes possession of the ball for East Grinstead. There's options over on the left-hand side. Brown looks to receive it. Not yet had a penalty corner in this game for either side. After a little bit of a pause, confirmation that the ball's gone out from East Grinstead. Takes the ball up, passes it forwards. Good, strong running to get to the baseline. Ball rolls over. End of play. So Beeston still pushing. Still lots of game left though. Once this ball forward is picked off. Shaped to get an angled ball into the circle, decided against it. The right choice. It picks up now. Could this be an early ball into the circle? No, she's going towards the baseline. It's being stabbed away by Howard, who's an early contender for player of the game. Long corner though is the outcome. Beeston looking to get back on to the score sheet. That's taken a flick off a touch, and that's played across the face of goal. How close was that? Penalty corner is the outcome. Let's have a look at the replay. So there's the ball in the air, taken down across the face of goal, and I think it may have just taken a touch onto the body of the player receiving up the far side of the circle. So the shot wasn't the greatest, but it has come up with a penalty corner, first of the game. Lots of players around the circle. Lots of players to aim for. It's towards the left, low. It's been blocked. Is there a shooting opportunity here? It's a repeat penalty corner. Two penalty corners for Beeston. Moss's law of three. You should convert your third of three. So this is the second one. Low, hard. It's been blocked. Goalkeeper's been bypassed and it's in for a Beeston goal. Players taking the congratulations. Here's the replay. We'll get a closer look at it this time. There we go. So we were anticipating goals. We've got goals. We're looking at the replay to see who got the final touch, because it was close to the goalkeeper. We've got the slow motion replay and the edit suite here. We're trying to keep a close eye on that. We'll get you confirmation as soon as we can who the official goal scorer is. And we're winding it backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and we can't work out who got the final touch. We're going with, it's Sophie Robinson that got the final touch for Beeston.
Goal for Bees, score Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2, score Sophie Robinson.
Sophie Robinson doubling her goal tally for the season. At the moment, we're exactly where we were more or less 12 months ago on this ground. Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2 was the final score on the 5th of February 2022. B-Bell scoring for Beeston. 2 from Ellie Raya that day. So quite a few consistencies and mirrors.
The men's first in the white Brooklands. Beeston currently lead over Brooklands by 1-0. Scorer George Fletcher.
Nice work in midfield, picking up that ball. East Grinstead appealing. It's gone the way of the away side. Just looking at that give and go from Laura Unsworth at the start of that move. Such energy. Playing internationally since 2008. With Great Britain from 2009 combined, if my figures are right, 204 appearances and 12 goals. breaking down the top of the circle. Beeston stepping on the gas, looking to get out of harm's way. Carrying the ball towards the 23-metre line. Aerial is the way. Takes a bounce, takes a touch. East Grinstead back in possession. Pace has gone up another notch in the last couple of minutes. And just like that, we're almost at half-time. A reminder that coming up at half-time, we will have the highlights of the half. And of course, wherever you're watching us in the world, do let us know which players have stood out for you. Here's Watson. Tate has got the better of her on that occasion. Here's Unsworth again. Smoothly puts the ball out to the right-hand side. Now, Mitchell. Moving it to Gomez. Gomez, her ball inside has been picked off. Dugan doing good things. Watson with the ball inside. Just time to turn, look, assess the options. The first time ball wasn't there. It's been intercepted. Good pace from Tate. Support is coming for the visitors. McDonald. A little space to get that diagonal ball into the circle. Beeston now have to be on the front foot to defend. Long corner. Did come off a Beeston stick last in that move. Unsworth's ball in, takes a couple of touches. It's still with East Grinstead just outside the edge of the circle. Penalty corner for the visitors. So here's the restart. As Unsworth's ball in, just stepped over. Ball goes out to come back in here. And just taking a touch on the way through while it was through the air. Unsworth with the ball in, it's flicked away, and it's clearly signalled by the umpire, coming off an attacking foot. So Beeston survive with 4 minutes to go in the first half. A very, very engaging first half. Not been much time to look about what's been going on elsewhere. We do have news though. And the latest information we have from Brooklands is that the Beeston men's side are 1-0 up. George Fletcher with the goal. Any change on that, we'll let you know. Is there another twist before the end of the half? Get up with the ball nicely shaped towards the corner of the shooting circle. Doesn't come to pass. Beeston still looking for something. 2 balls on the field at the moment. We won't be doing very much for the time being. Back rolling again. It's gone a long way. Beeston, they're in here. There's a nice layoff. Who's getting to that first? Solid defensive work from East Grinstead. Beeston really seizing on that opportunity. Howard is coming back to try and steal possession back, but she's just made the difference to turn possession back over to the visitors. Long corner. And And it's a Beeston ball. Beeston happy to, at the moment it seems, see out the half in possession of the ball. East Grinstead happy to maintain their press on the halfway line. Just one goal separates the two sides. Beeston coming back from a goal down and 2 goals down to make it 2-1. The second goal for East Grinstead was a brilliant finish, but I'm sure the defensive unit at Beeston won't be too thrilled when they see the replay, which of course you can see at half time. Nice give and go. Armour involved. There's a ball into the circle, takes a couple of bounces. Good pace out of the East Grinstead defence as well. Ali Raya, a couple of flicks of the ball. Did that take a touch? Yes, it did. We'll be going back for a free hit with less than 60 seconds to go in the half. Reminder around match clock. Howard nearly being found in the circle with the ball. Managed to find a way out of harm's way. Distance on that one. And just hear the ball hitting the chapel here as the final whistle blows for the end of an engaging and very entertaining first half here at Nottingham Hockey Centre. It's Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2, and it's 2 from Tess Howard, and one of them, well, both of them were excellent finishes, power and precision in both of them, but the second one, Beeston really shot themselves in the foot in defence, giving or presenting the ball to Howard to take a couple of steps forward and put the ball into the goal. That said though, Sophie Robinson credited with the goal for Beeston, converting a penalty corner. And that's the way things stand at half-time. We will be going to half-time highlights very shortly.
Score currently standing at Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2, with 2 goals for East Grinstead from Tess Howard and 1 from Beeston's Sophie Robinson.
So what we will do in a few moments' time is go to half-time highlights with the camera locked on. We will have a half-time break. Usually it's 10 minutes. It could be shorter than that. So if you are going to make a drink, don't go too far, because we're not to miss the first few minutes of the second half. We need to thank our couple of sponsors as well. Our main live streaming partner is Air IT. And we're also proud to partner with Club Buzz. And we'll give you more details about our fantastic partners on the other side of the highlights. East Grinstead historically have the sign over Beeston at Nottingham Hockey Centre. Last time out, Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2. Ball in the circle, breaking off. There's a shot, and that's the first goal of the game. Fired into the roof of the goal. Just looking at a cross, and that is another one. East Grinstead adding a second to the tally. Two penalty corners for Beeston. Moss's law of 3 should convert your third of 3. So this is the second one. Low, hard. It's been blocked. Goalkeeper's been bypassed, and it's in for a Beeston goal. Players taking the East Grinstead historically Our main live streaming partner is Air IT. With over 15 years of industry experience, they're a mature, well-established and trusted strategic technology partner to a wide range of organisations and in-house teams. Find out more at airit.co.uk. We're also proud to partner with Club Buzz. Club Buzz lets sports clubs build an incredible website and manage their entire club, including their team selection and payments with the Club Buzz app, which is rated 5 stars in the Apple App Store. Get started for free with Club Buzz at clubbuzz.co.uk. Second half is live on BTV. The situation, as it was a few minutes ago: Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2. Score update from Brooklands, where the men are playing. It's currently 1-1. Brooklands equalising in the 33rd minute, as I understand it. We have a stoppage in play. Just making sure everything's okay. I think we might have an injury to contend with, potentially. Two umpires are conferring. Two captains are being spoken to. It will be a Beeston restart, and sportingly giving it back to East Grinstead from the word go. For Beeston, don't forget it was Beeston who are defending the boulevard end. You can see the cars disappearing. Big appeal. I think it's just outside the circle. Let's see how close it is on the restart. Twists, turns, trying to find a way through. Bringing the ball forward for the restart. Getting it back again almost immediately. There's a nice angle ball towards the top of the circle. Is there room for a shot here? Howard with a chance for a hat-trick and gets it. Absolutely clinical finish. Look at that shape on the ball. One touch, two touches. Third touch, it's in the back of the net.
A hat-trick for East Grinstead, number 14, Tess Howard.
Fantastic stuff
East Grinstead currently lead
from her.
over these 3 goals to 1.
So with the second half a couple of minutes old, East Grinstead are in the driving seat for this match. Interestingly, last time the two teams met, it was a Tess Howard hat-trick back on the 5th of November 2022. Maltzer with a ball inside. That's a penalty corner. There's Maltzer with space to work in. And just finds the foot of Ella Kuzak. Beeston getting their face protectors on. Slow delivery towards the top of the circle, but the strike is good. And East Grinstead are running away with it. mentioned, the delivery towards the top of the circle was slow, but the trap was good, and the shot low, hard. I think Unsworth taking the congratulations. First goal of the season for her.
First goal of the season for East Grinstead's number 10, Laura Unsworth. Beeston 1, East Grinstead 4.
So from starting the second half, 1 goal down, all of a sudden it's 3. At the moment, the points are looking safe. We'll trip back down to Sussex, but what can Beeston do? There's still a huge amount of time left in this game, and we've seen plenty of fight from this Beeston side. I did mention at the top of the show about the injuries and availability issues. This is a real test. Potentially in again there. Just a little bit behind. I think it was Rhea was the furthest player forward. Beeston pegged back in their own defence at the moment. Again, the pressure is strong from East Grinstead. Also trying to find a way to win the ball back, but in doing so has engineered a free hit. There's a nice takedown in the air from the same player. Nice win back in the middle of midfield, but possession turned over again. Nothing is seeming to stick in this second half for the Bees. Also makes her way through a couple of challenges. Lays the ball off to the left-hand side, and that is the continued direction of the travel. Important stick in the circle. Pressure coming. Rhea looks like she might have won it, but is ultimately given away a free hit, and Beeston can take a beat and think about what they're doing. Moss with the 1-2. Nice flick ball forward. Now what can this come to? Robinson, who's already been on the score sheet once, fires a low ball, bounces a couple of times. Something interesting, something new, something different from Beeston. Knew that the route to goal may have not been a successful one if she went directly, so tries to fire a ball across the circle. Here's another option to get the ball into the circle from Beeston. Good pressure. There's still fight in this Beeston team today. News is coming in from the northwest. It's Beeston's trip to Brooklands Manchester University. Richard Slater has given Brooklands the lead on 38 minutes. They've come from a goal behind to lead 2-1 on 38 minutes. That game's still live, so updates as and when we get them. Little miscontrol gives possession back to the visitors. Still, huge amount of time to play in this game. Strange stranger things have happened on this very pitch, you know. Nice ball round the corner over the 23-metre line. First time ball bounces into the circle, and that is too high for the umpire's liking.
The men, as they play Brooklands Hockey Club, the men are currently down 1-2, and for a goal from Richard Slater from Brooklands.
Pressure coming from Beeston. That's good defence. Finding a quick route out of danger. Is that going to be kept in? No, it isn't. Who got the final touch off that? It must have been a Beeston stick as the long corner is taken quickly. Whistle blows. Another East Grinstead free hit by the looks of things. It's almost as if a flicked switch occurred at half-time. Beeston were right in this game, and all of a sudden 2 more goals, and I think it's knocked the confidence out of the team somewhat. Coming together on the 23-metre line, Beeston can clear and do so quickly up towards halfway. Support is coming right and left. That's an important touch though from the visitors. Just stealing the ball back and wrestling control of the ball. Chloe Brown moving quickly with the ball, moving it around. I think our opposite numbers anywhere near it. This ball towards the top of the circle. 2 Beeston defenders converge and win a free hit. Opportunity. Good defence. Ultimately, it's still with East Grinstead. Twists, turns. Is there a way towards goal? It takes a touch. Comes up off the body or the leg, but certainly looked like it from this angle. Beeston might have got away with something there. Ball out towards the right-hand side. Diagonal ball towards the top of the circle. Who is closest to that? Nice idea. Laura Myers has had a relatively untroubled spell in the East Grinstead goal today. Of course, she was beaten for the penalty corner. She was involved in smothering the first attempt towards goal. But other than that, it's been a quiet day for her today. As the match ball hits us in the chapel, right below the camera position. Here's Charlotte Harmer. And it looks as if Brooklands have extended their lead against Beeston. Richard Slater with another one on 42 minutes. More information is coming through, but we'll break off for a moment because obviously our attention is this game that's in front of us, Beeston versus East Grinstead in the Vitality Women's Premier Division. There's the ball flying up in the air. Who's closest to that? Beeston having possession for mere seconds. Flurry of goals in the northwest. It was suddenly 3-1 to Brooklands, then it was 3-2, now it's 3-3. So all systems go. So it was looking not so good for the Beeston men's side. It's now level in the northwest as we turn back our attention to Beeston 1, East Grinstead 4. Bees looking to find a foothold back into this game. Palmer with the ball back. Stick goes flying. Turn. The corner. I think it might have been a free hit. There's the ball towards the circle. Player goes to ground. Umpire points in the direction of the boulevard, meaning it's an East Grinstead free hit. They're taking the ball in the air. We will be coming back for a Beeston free hit. It's gone very scrappy. The next break coming at 52.5 minutes. A reminder that if you stay watching us on the stream, you can see full-time highlights at the end of the game. A couple of excellent finishes. Nice use of the body as a shield. Takes a touch into the circle. Rhea hits the outside of the frame of the goal. I've got a feeling that this game just will not finish at 1-4. There's more goals in it. I wonder if Beeston can grab a couple. Set up a grandstand finish. But at the moment, it's looking like East Grinstead are the more likely of the two teams to add to the tally of goals in this game. Nice crossfield work, however, just beyond the stick of Watson. Here's Watson again involved, appealing. Probably a bit too quick from the visitors. Trying to make their way towards halfway. That was very, very courageous to try and pick the ball out of the air like that. East Grinstead into the shooting circle again. Goalkeeper's been bypassed, and that it is another one. It's a 5th goal for East Grinstead. Terrific finish. Try and talk you through this one. Delightful pace on the ball. Suddenly got to the penalty spot and found the ball underneath the goalkeeper. I've got my suspicions as to who got the final touch on that one. Now, I thought it was Eddie Rhea. It looks like we've got confirmation of that on the video as East Grinstead come forward again in towards the circle. Really, really good finish. We've had a little power supply issue as the teams go off for three-quarter time.
End of the third quarter. Beeston 1, East Grinstead 5. Latest goal scorer for East Grinstead, number 13, Ellie Ray.
So that's the position. Beeston 1, East Grinstead 5. I think I was spot on when I said there was more goals to come in this game, and that is exactly what has happened. It is three-quarter time. I'm trying to set up the PA system, which seems to have turned off during that last passage of play. So I'm looking to bring it back to life as soon as I possibly can do. So I think whilst we're gathering our thoughts and the teams are getting their final instructions from the coaching team, we'll drop the microphone for a couple of seconds while we're sorting out this issue behind the scenes. Back we go for the final 17.5 minutes of play. Looking ahead at the next weekend's fixtures of play in the men's competition. We get back to BTV for the men versus University of Exeter. That is the match on the 18th of February. That's next Saturday. Excuse me, I'm not entirely sure, because it's traditionally the women on Saturday and the men on Sunday. I'm not sure why things have been shaken up like that. I think it might be generally a good thing, but we'll see. It's good to see so many faces out, both on the balcony that you can't see from the camera position, and also in the spectator gallery as well. It's not the warmest of days in Nottinghamshire today, but it's great to see so many people out. You can see the car park is full, lots of people around the venue. If you've ever thought about popping down to Nottingham Hockey Centre, please do so. There's always something going on. There's always a game you can watch. Everyone is always welcome. Beeston with a mountain to climb as the final quarter ticks by. Pleased to know I've resolved the power issues. Supposed to scramble and get all of that done during that quarter time break. Look at the pace again from East Grinstead. Unsworth is just in front of the goalkeeper, looking to turn the ball into what would have been an empty net. East Grinstead hunting for goals. Before today they've scored 28. Obviously they're up to 33 now for the season. Tess Howard is a goal behind Sophie Bray in the scoring chart. She's moved from 8 to 11 in the sequence of this game. One more goal for East Grinstead would equal the biggest ever win for East Grinstead, which was on the 2nd of March 2019. That day Chloe Brown, Lucy Holden, Natasha Brandon, Chloe Palmer and Sophie Bray on target. At the moment it's just the 4 goals the difference. Bees get back on target again. Nice ball around the corner. A little bit of frustration, because that was a nice idea. Beeston definitely haven't given up yet. Looking over at a distance, Beeston making a couple of substitutions. Of course, if this is the first time you've watched the game, the substitutions are rolling and constant. There's only a couple of occasions in the game you can't make a substitution. East Grinstead penalised just outside the boulevard end circle. Harris Miller Away to the 23-metre line, can't find a teammate, very close to winning the ball back again. It is with East Grinstead though, a nicely weighted ball to find goal scorer Rare, who takes one touch and pushes it forward. Howard, who's been impressive throughout this game, finds a shooting opportunity for a teammate, and that's a second of the game for Laura Unsworth. Look. At the smile on her face. Really, really nice finish, and it's all down to Howard. Look at these touches. One touch, and the second touch, it's in the goal. Sixth goal for East Grinstead. Now, as I said, that equals the biggest win so far. I don't think either team is going to take their foot off the gas here. At the start of the day, Beeston's goal difference was 0. It's going to take a bit of a dent. But whatever happens, Beeston will finish the day in 5th place. East Grinstead could leapfrog Hampstead and Westminster, depending on results, and go into 3rd place with a big ooh from the crowd as well. Beeston trying to find a route back through to goal. Nudged away. Brea chases the ball down. Goalkeeper Cyril kicks the ball away. A nice ball forward for Robinson to get it at the second attempt. Nice skill as well, makes space for the run over the 23-metre line. She's still going. There's the pass to the left-hand side of the circle, played across the face of goal. Who gets a touch here? That was so close to being hammered into the goal, but touched away at the last moment. There's still more than 10 minutes of this game still to play. Whichever way you look at this, with more than 10 minutes to go, this has been a team that's been shaken up by availability issues. I thought it was quite a solid and settled side, but with a couple of new faces. But this challenge from East Grinstead today has been too strong. But good things still to come as the ball bounces up off the surface. It gets taken away by East Grinstead's captain, Guadalupe Lacour. Into the circle, Beeston go. Is there a shooting opportunity here? It's been blocked, and you can see that the umpire was quickly pointing the way of the visitors. Malts are absolutely full of running. East Grinstead, you can sense that they smell that there's a few more goal scoring opportunities in this game. Goal difference could be important. Looking at the league table in a moment's time as Beeston mop things up quite impressively at the back. Surbiton are on 30 points from their 11 games with a goal difference of 39. Wimbledon are in 2nd place with 25 points and a goal difference of 12. So, at the moment, East Grinstead are moving towards the 3rd best goal difference in the division. goals could be important. Final placings important. That is very, very neat from Molly Mason. As two players get their sticks hooked together. Amy Thompson blocking the route forward for Beeston out of defence and into midfield. Give and go ultimately doesn't work for Beeston with 8 minutes left on BTV. Another quick reminder that the latest score we have in the Northwest, where the Beeston men's team are playing in the men's Premier Division, it's 3-3. We haven't had news of any further goals. And that's a fantastic finish, just as I'm talking about goals. Terrific stuff. Can't wait to see the replay. Early ball through the middle. Look at that, one touch, efficient finish. Unbelievable stuff. Beeston nearly close to troubling goalkeeper Myers again. Beeston's defence absolutely split open through the middle from that ball from Unsworth. We're watching again on the replay just to see how good that was. Ball popping up off the stick. Into the circle they go again.
A goal from Amelia Tate from East Grinstead, Beeston 1, East Grinstead 7.
Tate is the goal scorer as read out over the PA system. Times like this you look at the score and you think it's not really been, if you just look at the score, it's not been a great day at the office for Beeston. That's true to an extent, but East Grinstead have been absolutely clinical in front of goal. Every time every goal that they've scored has been either one touch or two touch, and has been hammered or beautifully crafted into the goal. So what can we learn from this game as well? From the Beeston camp, one of the goals more or less given away. A couple of occasions where the Beeston defence have been bypassed somewhat. But all of this will be assessed by the coaching team and ready for next time out. Beeston will be playing away at Hampstead and Westminster on the 18th of February. Next for East Grinstead. They've also got a trip to Hampstead and Westminster coming up. That's on the 25th of February. More goals as they go in. Jamie Golden has put Beeston 4-3 up in the Northwest. That one has swung and swung and swung. It's like a bad swing. Right place at the right time to block that one. It was Lauren Dunn with the critical interception.
Update from Beeston men playing Brooklands. Beeston currently 4-3 up after a goal from Jamie Golden.
Four minutes to play. If you've enjoyed this on BTV, do let us know. Get in touch with us on social media. Email in, carrier pigeon, anything you need to know, just do let us know that you've watched and enjoyed the game, and also tell a friend. Just talking off air about the point I made a few minutes ago about the clinical finishing from East Grinstead. Power and pace, but also precision and a deftness of touch when it's been required. Beeston need more goals. They need to find more goals in this team, I think. It's already been a successful season. If they want to kick on a bit more goals needs to get thrown into the mix. It's still live around the top of the circle. Three minutes to go. Early ball in, blocked. Quickest to it. Ray up. Unsworth happy to play the ball back into defence. I think both teams happy now, ready to see the game out. The points will be travelling back with East Grinstead. That's certain. Can Beeston have the final say in this game, maybe? Well, Maltzer makes her way to the top of the circle. There's a shooting opportunity. That's been kicked away by Steph Tyrrell. So they are still going for it. And another mention about that clinical nature in front of goal. One touch, then a shot. Mason. Impressive today from Mason. May not take the headlines in the way the hat-trick goal scorer Tess Howard, double goal scorer Laura Unsworth today. Unsworth in possession. And with less than a minute to go, bit of clock management as the East Grinstead team play the ball out. Right in the corner. We don't usually get to see this angle where the ball's so quite tight into the corner of the field. Nice footwork from Ella Kuzak to jump over the ball. This should be this. Right on cue, the final whistle blows. And it's been a clinical performance from visitors East Grinstead. Tess Howard on 18 and 21. The first goal, just finding the space for the shot. Impressive finish. Then given the ball, she take one touch and then punch the ball into the goal on 21 minutes. Sophie Robinson with a penalty corner on 25 made it 1-2. Then Howard added a third on 37, Unsworth on 39, and that really put the game beyond doubt. Ellie Raya added a goal with real finesse on 52, Unsworth getting a second on 57, and Amelia Tate taking Unsworth's ball through and finishing with aplomb on 62. So that concludes the scoring. It's been a pleasure keeping you company today. Before we finish the broadcast and tell you that the men are still 4-3 up against Brooklands. Don't have a further update on that, do we? It's still 4-3, so that's not confirmed as being a final score, but the men are 4-3 up. In the northwest, we will have some PA music in a few moments as well. Also, whilst we're still watching, many thanks to two special people watching as well. Thanks, Mum, for watching, and also my great aunt is watching as well today for the first time. So hello, Auntie Eileen. Special mention to you both. So it's been a busy day for the scorekeepers. It's Beeston 1, East Grinstead 7. Beeston's men are 4-3 up at the moment, and if we get any more information in the next couple of seconds, we'll let you know. Other than that, next time out on BTV, it'll be the turn of the men, and they're playing University of Exeter on Saturday, the 18th of February. So back to the drawing board in some regards from Beeston, a clinical performance from East Grinstead. And what more for the second half of the season? Just 4 more games remain in the second part of the season for both teams. From me, Andy Day, sitting in the hot seat in the chapel at Nottingham Hockey Centre, and from behalf of everyone here at BTV, it has been a true pleasure keeping you company, and we'll see you next time. Here come the highlights. East Grinstead historically have the sign over Beeston at Nottingham Hockey Centre. Last time out, Beeston 1, East Grinstead 2. Ball in the circle, breaking off. There's a shot, and that's the first goal of the game. Fired into the roof of the goal. Just looking at a cross, and that is another one. East Grinstead adding a second to the tally. Two penalty corners for Beeston. Moss's law of 3. He should convert to a third of 3. So this is the second one. Low, hard. It's been blocked. Goalkeeper's been bypassed, and it's in for a Beeston goal. Players taking. Bringing the ball forward for the restart. And getting it back again almost immediately. There's a nice angle ball towards the top of the circle. Is there room for a shot here? Howard with a chance for a hat-trick and gets it. Absolutely. Bringing the ball forward for the restart. And getting it back again almost immediately. There's a nice angle ball towards the top of the circle. Is there room for a shot here? Howard with a chance for a hat-trick and gets it. Absolutely clinical. Slow delivery towards the top of the circle, but the strike is good. And East Grinstead are running. That was very courageous to try and pick the ball out of the air like that. And East Grinstead into the shooting circle again. Goalkeeper's been bypassed, and that it is another one. It's a 5th goal for East Grinstead. It's fine goal scorer Rare, who takes one touch and pushes it forward. Howard, who's been impressive throughout this game, finds a shooting opportunity for a teammate, and that's a second of the game for Laura Unsworth. Look. Quick reminder that the latest score we have in the Northwest, where the Beeston men's team are playing in the men's Premier Division, it's 3-3. We haven't had news of any further goals. And that's a fantastic finish, just so I'm talking.